Lawyer turned to page 37 of my grandmother's will, and my mother tried to walk out of the room. She didn't know Grandma had spent the last year of her life hiring a forensic accountant to trace every dollar they stole from me. $890,000. 15 years, 4 forged signatures, 1 dead man's voice, waiting on a hard drive for this exact moment. This is the day I learned my grandmother loved me more than my own mother ever had. My name is Elena Marsh. I was 12 when my father died, pancreatic cancer, November 2011. Before he went, Dad left me a trust, $1.2 million from his life insurance, for school, for after. He wrote a letter to go with it. He signed it the way he signed every letter. Count on it. 2 years later, my mother married Richard. He was the finance man, kind to me, or so I told myself. In 2013, they named him co-trustee, for convenience. For the next 15 years, I believed that trust was protecting me. It wasn't. It was feeding my sister. Claire was born the year after the wedding, half-sister, Mom's new daughter. The gift started small, orthodontia at 12. I told myself it didn't matter. A BMW at 16. I told myself it didn't matter. Harvard Medical at 22. Positano wedding at 24. A condo in Boston before she finished residency. I went to a state university on a scholarship, took the bus. Every birthday, her present was bigger than mine. Every Christmas, too. I told myself it didn't matter. 7 times I told myself that, maybe more. Spring 2025, Grandma was diagnosed. Stage 4, 8 to 10 months. I drove out every Sunday. She never talked about Dad. I always thought it hurt her too much. She died January 14th, private service. I sat next to my mother like nothing was wrong, because to me, nothing was. In February, I went to sort her papers. There was a mahogany box on her dresser. 1 word on the lid, Thomas. Inside, under the letters, a sealed envelope, my name on it, 1 posted. Check the 2019 wire, Harvard tuition, G. 9 words.
Pulled my own statements that night. Every annual PDF Richard had mailed me for 15 years. Then I pulled the real ones, subpoenaed copies through a friend in my firm. I'm a junior auditor. This is what I do. August 14th, 2019. $180,000 wired to Harvard Medical School. Memo line. Tuition. T. Marsh. I was at a state university that year. I never went to Harvard. Claire started med school that fall. I pulled my father's signature from my 8th grade yearbook. Dad always crossed his T low, almost dragging. The T on the 2019 wire was crossed dead center. I found 3 more, 2015, 2017, 2021. Same fountain pen ink, same wrong T. I wrote every finding in a small black notebook. I did not tell my mother. 2 weeks before the will reading, Mr. Whitman called, my grandmother's lawyer. He asked me to come alone. His office smelled like old leather. He slid a 40-page binder across the desk. Forensic review of the Thomas Marsh Trust, 2013 through 2025. Your grandmother commissioned this, he said, June of last year, from her hospital bed, oxygen mask on. She signed the retainer with 1 hand. 47 transactions, every one itemized. $890,000. I asked him how she knew. He slid a hard drive across the desk. Your father recorded this 3 weeks before he died, he said. Your grandmother kept it in her mahogany box for 15 years. She wanted you to see it before the reading. I played it. My father's face. 41 years old. Alive. Mom, if you're watching this, they touched it. I want you to have this ready. Don't tell Elena. Let her grow up. But when the time comes, this is the truth. Count on it. He named Richard, by name, in 2011. My grandmother did not start investigating last year. She had been waiting for this day since I was 12.
April 15th, 2 p.m. Whitman and Associates. Rain on the tall windows. A mahogany conference table. 7 leather chairs. My mother with her purse on her shoulder, the way she always sat, ready to leave. Patricia Coe was introduced as a colleague Grandma retained. The will read normally for 6 minutes. Small bequests. The house to me. An annuity to Cousin Joseph. My mother relaxed. Then Mr. Whitman said, "There is one additional document your grandma asked me to distribute today." Patricia slid copies around the table. My mother read the title,
Forensic review of the Thomas Marsh Trust, and her hand went still. Richard stood up, grabbed his copy, grabbed the loose one nearest him, started tearing. Patricia did not raise her voice. Those are copies. The originals are with the FBI Financial Crimes Unit. They were filed 3 days ago. My mother picked up her purse and started toward the door. Mr. Whitman said, "Diane, I would strongly advise you to stay for the next document. There is a video." The screen came on. My father's face. 15 years dead. When he named Richard, Richard sat down and put his hand over his mouth. My mother began to cry. Not for me, for herself. The last line of the video was, "Richard, you should have chosen a different family. Count on it." Cousin Joseph stood up, walked around the table, sat down next to me, put his hand palm down on the wood near mine. He didn't say anything. He didn't have to. Richard was served at 7 the next morning. Federal wire fraud. 4 counts of forgery. My mother was served the same hour. Accessory. 11 co-signed wires on page 37. Claire's residency stipend was frozen by the restitution lien. She will not finish her training until the 890 is returned. Dad's extended family stopped taking my mother's calls. Mr. Whitman sent her one line: "I will not be taking your calls."
I live in my grandmother's house now. The first night, I slept in her armchair. A month later, her bed. 2 months later, in what used to be my father's childhood room. That is when I knew I was home. I keep my copy of the forensic report on the kitchen table. Between pages 36 and 37, in her handwriting, I found a note. "The real inheritance was always you, my love, G." The money was never the inheritance. The report was, and the grandmother who made it.